What's going on, TW fans? Thomas here, welcoming you to this What's New at Tackle Warehouse. We're just wrapping up ICAST, but we still got a bunch of new products coming in, a whole bunch of them for you today, so we're gonna jump right in, kind of go through them a little bit quick. If you want any more details, as always, head on over to tacklewarehouse.com. But we're gonna start with some new ones from 6th Sense, some new swim baits. The first one up, we have the 6th Sense Sweep Swimbait. Now, it gets that name Sweep from this sweeping tail, which gives it a nice natural bait fish imitating action. But the cool features of it don't end there. It's got a lot of details. That's why I really like this one. From the 3D checkers, we have some fins up top, we have the fin and back, we have these pectoral fins that aren't just there for the good looks, but those pectoral fins also serve a very key purpose. They keep this thing balanced as it's tracking through the water. So whether you're burning it through the higher parts of the water column, you're slow rolling it on the bottom, or somewhere in between, it's gonna track true. Even if you're ripping it through grass, it's gonna stay nice and balanced as you're pulling it through the water. Up front, we got some holographic eyes, some 3D gill rakers, just a ton of features. On the bottom, we have a nice belly slot for your hook. They recommend a 7/0 or a smaller hook. And then up top here, we have a hook channel. So you're actually gonna be able to bury that hook point in there, just enhancing that weedlessness. So if you're looking for a soft swim bait to throw around docks, hard cover, soft cover, laydowns, grass lines, anything like that, this is a good one to take a look at. Make sure to add it to your arsenal, new from 6th Sense. All right, we got another one from 6th Sense, another ICAST release for you here. This is the 6th Sense Trace swim bait. So unlike the one that we just looked at, this one is now a hard body, but not just a hard body, it's kind of a hybrid there. It actually has a soft tail. So you have the first 3 sections up front are hard, and then in the back is gonna be a soft, interchangeable tail. So if this one gets worn out from big bass after big bass, or you just kind of wanna throw a highlighting color in there, something to help the bass track this one down in dirty water, there's gonna be multiple tails that you can actually interchange with this one. Got heavy duty hardware on this one, so when you do hook up with a trophy, you know you're getting that thing back to the boat. And again, just like the last one, incredible detailing. Got the 3D checkered pattern in on this one, 3D gill rakers again, holographic eyes, 3D pectoral fins, and a fin on the top as well. So there's some great features, a great swimming action on this one, and a cool hybrid design with that hard and soft body action on it. All right, now we're gonna jump into a couple other new ones here. I got a couple new kits from you, this time from Perfection Lures. First one up is gonna be the Neko Craw kit. So now this one's actually gonna come with 3 craw bodies on here, and they all have this metal split ring. So it's ready to rig right out of the package. Not only does it have that split ring, internally in here, they have a weight. So you're ready to go. You don't need to insert a weight. You don't need to add your ring on there. And it comes with 2 size number 6 hooks. So everything you need to get going with that Neko, whether you're a seasoned vet or just somebody starting out new, nice to have these rigged, ready to go on hand. And also they got a Ned option as well. This one comes with 3 Ned bodies and then 2 pre-rigged on a premium Ned jig head on there. So you get that durable paint job on it, premium hook. Just a great productive way when the bite is tough. If you don't want to have to waste any time rigging up, you're ready to go right out of the package. Just add water and you'll be getting fish to the boat. All right, with that Ned theme going, we got a new Ned jig head from you. This one, Schmidt Baits. This is the Ned jig. So this is a really cool one. I like this one. It's a pretty premium option. So you got a super sharp, just quick penetrating hook. So if it's a long cast, cold water where the fish's mouths are getting kind of hard, you're still gonna get through. Below that hook, you have a wire keeper system, which is also great. It's gonna hold your trailer on there, gonna get more fish out of each one of your baits. And then on the bottom, a durably painted jig head. Now, I kind of checked a lot of boxes of a lot of other Ned jigs on the market. Where this one kind of stands out a little bit different, it's got this skirt on here. So I know it's a finesse technique, but if you're looking to add just a little bit of bulk to your Ned rig, this skirting is going to do that for you. It's also going to slow down that rate of fall a little bit. So just kind of a cool, new, unique look for these fish. And it's premium. I mean, that's a hand-tied skirt on there. It's not going anywhere. So just a nice option, a different approach with those finesse fish. Let's take a look at some more terminal tackle, this time from Swagger. So from Swagger Tungsten, we have the Swagger Tungsten football head. So just a nice quality football jig head on here. It's a really sharp hook. In fact, they even include some hook point protectors. So each package you get, there's gonna be no damage in there and also no risk of poking yourself, which is nice. Has this medium weed guard on it. So it's gonna be strong enough to shed unwanted vegetation, but collapses really quick and easy. So you're not gonna miss any fish. It's not gonna interrupt your hook sets at all. We have some molded keeper systems on here, and it is a naked football head, so you can add your skirt to better match your forage, better match the hatch, and a nice durable paint job on that head. Tungsten, everybody should know the benefits of tungsten at this point. It's smaller, it's denser, so you're gonna get more of a compact profile and increased sensitivity. Let's take a look at another one from Swagger. This is their Swagger Tungsten OG shaky head. So nice all-purpose shaky head. It has that all-purpose ball design that's gonna go great through any hard cover, you know, rocky bottoms, boulders, small chunk rock. It's gonna come through that stuff really exceptionally well. To keep your trailer pinned on there, you're gonna have this screw lock keeper system, so no need for any glues, toothpick tricks. It's gonna hold it on there securely. Again, another razor sharp hook. Both this one and the one previously are Mustad Ultra Point hooks, so you know you're gonna get reliable hook sets and infallible performance out of these. So just a nice finesse option for you here. All right, last terminal option, not so finesse. We got one from Bruiser. This is the Bruiser Flat Out Tungsten Full Contact Swinging Football Head. So you have that swinging football head design, which is just gonna give you increased range of motion and action on your favorite plastics. Not only is it gonna enhance the action, it's also gonna enhance your hookup ratio. You're kind of removing some of that leverage that the fish has when they're trying to throw that hook, so you're gonna get more of those fish to the boat that may otherwise get away. So premium, again, another Mustad hook on here, a Mustad EWG, and then we have a football head on the bottom, and it has Flat Out Tungsten's patented chemical process, which gives it that, you know, kind of covert black that's never gonna chip, can't ever fade, just never gonna fail you. So an awesome new way to present some of your plastics. Let's take a look at some plastics. Sticking with Bruiser here, we have the new Bruiser Big Nasty V2. So another ICAST release. This is actually a worm that's been on the market previously with the Big Nasty worm, but now in the version 2, they actually doubled the size of the tail and they added these ridges. So it grabs a tremendous amount of water, pushes a tremendous amount of water. Bass are gonna feel this in their lateral lines, near and far, everywhere in between. They're gonna be coming to this big meal. So you got a bunch of ribs along the side here, and then a tapered head up front. So if you wanna slither this thing or carve it through some grass, it's gonna come through cover exceptionally well, whether you're Carolina rigging it, Texas rigging it, anything like that. So cool new plastic from Bruiser Baits. Let's take a look at another big worm, this time from Damiki. This is the new Damiki Mega Miki. So an 11-inch worm, but it's, you know, not overly intimidating. It's got that aggressive taper in the middle and then kind of bulbs back out at the end. So you can get a lot of action out of this one, whether you're doing it on a Magnum Shakey head, Carolina rig, maybe a Texas rig again. Just a tremendous big bait worm. So if you're fishing some of that deeper structure, some deep brush lines, deep boulders, it's just gonna be a good way to get those kicker big fish to the boat. And with that aggressive tapering, some of those smaller fish aren't gonna be afraid of it either. So you're gonna be able to fill out that limit as well. All right, sticking with Damiki, but this time we're gonna downsize. We have the new Damiki Spear Worm. So more of a finesse bait, you know, a 6-inch worm, just kind of a nice friendly all-around size, gonna get you a lot of bites. You have that natural worm shape on this one that just calls in fish, and it's just a bite getter. Whether the conditions are awesome, bites are coming easy, or if they're tough, you know, we're getting kind of transitioning into that winter time, or if it's just a highly pressured lake, whatever makes that conditions tough, this one's still gonna get you those bites. On the end, you have that spearhead design, which is gonna quiver and shake with every twitch of the rod, you know, water column, if you got some current moving in there, it's gonna get a lot of extra action out of it. So a cool new worm from Damiki. Last one from Damiki, we have one that I'm really excited about, a new spinnerbait. This is the Damiki TOT Tandem spinnerbait. So before we had the double willow, now they gave us a Colorado option, so you're just gonna get heavier thumping action. So if you wanna work this one a little bit slower, closer to the bottom, low light conditions, murky conditions, you just need something less visual, more of a feel for the bass, throw that Colorado option out there and you're gonna be able to call those fish in a little bit easier. Premium components, just like the last one throughout, from the swivels, from the blades, these hammer scale pattern blades that throw a ton of light. And then under the skirting here, which again, premium soft skirting that flows very well in the water, you have this molded keeper system with a lot of aggressive moldings in there to really, really pin down your trailer. So you're not gonna be running through those things or having them yanked down to the end of your hook. The hook itself, premium quality, not going anywhere, and a wire-tied skirt. So just a really nice spinnerbait that's gonna stand up and last you a long time. High quality for sure. All right, we got a whole slew of things from Tightlines. So we're gonna take a look at some new Tightlines products. First up, we'll start with our hard baits. We have the Tightlines Itao premium jerkbait on this one. So they're taking a great jerkbait with great action, this time a slow rise. So on the pause, it's gonna slowly rise towards the surface, giving it kind of a natural peel, great detailing, nice paint jobs, but they're actually adding a UV paint scheme. Now they're saying that bass can see this UV light way better than anything else on the market. So instead of throwing the same jerkbait that everybody else is, you're gonna hit them with that UV look. So they're gonna be able to see this one from a lot farther off. They're gonna come in, they're very visual creatures, and they're gonna attack this thing. Another hard bait that they have from is the premium Squarebill. So again, a great nice body shape on this one, good square bill. It's gonna bounce, deflect off cover really well. You can burn this one real fast and it's gonna run true. Nice premium hooks on these as well. And again, that same UV treatment, so the fish are gonna be able to see this one from a long way out. So a couple cool hard baits from them. Now let's take a look at some of their soft plastic. We'll go small and then we'll go larger from there. So the first one up is gonna be their Nubz Nedbait. So kind of like I was talking about earlier with the jig head from Schmidt Baits, if you want to add a little bit of extra bulk, a little bit of extra profile to your Finesse Ned rig, this one's going to do it for you. Tightlines added in some whiskers that they got going on the side here. It's dual color. You can see you got kind of that highlighted chartreuse tip on these. So it's just going to be another layer of attraction to call these fish in. So just a different look to your Ned rig. Another one that's on the Finesse side, we have their Finesse Rattl'N Finesse Worm. So this one, again, we have those UV whiskers on them, but it also has a rattle incorporated into the tail. So on your, maybe a small Shakey head, or even on a drop shot on this one, you're just getting a ton of attraction with this flowing skirts, and you're gonna get an acoustic layer with that rattle. So nice finesse approach, durable worm with that cool skirting coming out the side of it. Let's take a look at another one. We'll go with their Rattl'N Bullfrog. So another killer one from Tightlines, taking that nice soft body frog design that you can buzz along the top. Maybe you wanna throw this one on the back of your favorite buzzbait, or just, an EWG jig hook. They added that skirting material for just more action. And if you are working along the top and you wanna do kind of a stop and go, it's gonna act almost like a braking system. So it's gonna be just another cool feature of this frog. They also embedded a rattle internally on this one. So if you're not getting enough action from the legs or from the whiskers up front, you're gonna get them with that acoustic layer, that rattle that's embedded in there. So pretty neat, unique one, another release for ICAST this season. All right, last one up from Tightlines. We have their Rattl'N Hog Rig. So I know a lot of people have seen those, these hog style plastics. They've been fish catchers for a long time. How do you make the thing better? How do you make it different? How do you make it so that it's something that the bass haven't seen time and time again? We're gonna add some skirts in it and we're gonna throw a rattle in there. So Tightlines took care of all that legwork for you. All you gotta do is add your hook or add your favorite setup for this one, and you're gonna get that same, brush hog style bait that's been calling in bass for years, and now you're gonna add a couple extra layers of attraction on there. So a nice, unique look at something that bass haven't seen before in their water, so pretty neat. All right, last up that we're gonna go over today is another slew of products, this time from Berkley, a lot of stuff that I'm really excited about. We're gonna start with my favorite from the new lineup, is their Berkley Gilly Swimbait. This thing is cool. It's unique. There's been a few other baits similar to this on the market. You'll often see that they'll have segmented bodies in the back. Not this time. Berkley's got these cool little nubs on this thing that gives it wild, natural action. Incredible detailing on it. Again, you can go from the hyper realistic, like this bluegill pattern bait here. You can go with your more traditional, green pumpkins, a few other colors that they have on there to really match whatever you're going for in your waters. But it's just packed, loaded with details from the fins, from that paint scheme we just talked about, the 3D eyes, just a lot of 3D features. And there's a ton of ways to rig this thing. There's gonna be countless videos coming out. I know Icanelli's coming out with a few videos on them. So make sure to check out all the crazy ways that you can rig this thing and really capitalize on some of these fish. So it's gonna be a cool new one from Berkley. All right, another swim bait from them. We have the Agent E swim bait. So a little bit smaller this time, kind of a goby style swim bait. It's just nice. It's got an internal weighting system, so this thing's gonna dive nose first, once bed fishing season comes back around, or even just nosing it along the bottom in that foraging position. It's gonna have you set up perfect right out of the gate. Got a nice premium hook in there that's gonna capitalize on any bites you get, and to protect that hook point, you got a fluorocarbon hook keeper. So it's kind of a nice way to shed some vegetation without interfering with hook sets. And then on the back here, you have a little paddle tail. It's gonna be kicking and going wildly, even with just subtle motions in the water current, or again, if you're twitching it, dragging it, hopping along the bottom, this thing's gonna be kicking great. And you also have individual pectoral fins on the side. And again, like hyper-realistic paint jobs on these things, 3D gill rakers, holographic eyes, just a premium little bite-getting swim bait. All right, let's take a look at a whole slew of other Maxscent lines from Berkley. There's a ton more than what I'm just looking at. I think my favorite might be the Chigger Craw, especially once the waters start cooling off here, once winter comes back around and you need to slow things down. That Maxscent impregnated Chigger Craw is really gonna draw a lot of bites. But they have a whole new lineup. I got a few in my hands, some samples that we were able to keep out of some of the guys' office, their hands. So we got a few to share with you here. We have first up their Little Trooper. So it's a Nedbait, little Craw style bait. Gonna go great on your favorite Ned jig head, maybe some of the other jig heads we were looking at earlier, but now it's got that Maxscent in there. So I mean, it's just gonna create a scent field that's gonna call in bass from near and far. I mean, really bring them in. And then once they do bite, maybe they're gonna bite this tube for you here, they're gonna hold on. Berkley says up to 18 times longer with this Maxscent technology in there. So it's a pretty cool option. So the tube, and then the last one I wanna talk about is the little general. So just kind of like the general worm, sized down, again for like a Ned rig technique or some other finesse technique. So just a cool, versatile plastic. All right guys, well that's gonna wrap up all the new products. I know it was a lot. Hopefully you guys were able to keep up. Actually, I lied to you, we got one more. We got a new color from Fish Head. We have the Fish Head Primal Jig, the vibrating jig here. So it's a unique design that's been out for a little while from Fish Head in their Primal Jig series. You know, it's got the willow blade that spins on the bottom, and then you have the vibrating jig blade on top, so you're gonna get kind of best of both worlds. You get the flashing blade down below, you're gonna get that heavy thumping, heavy hitting, vibrating action from the blade up above, and then now it's available in this fire orange color. Great for springtime. Great year round. I really like those red colors, those Delta red colors, or this one with the red and the orange in it. So just really low light conditions, muddy water, anything like that. The fish are gonna be able to see this a long way off. They're gonna be able to feel it. It's just a good fish drawing one. So that's gonna wrap up our coverage for this ICAST release. I know it was a lot. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Make sure to head over to tacklewarehouse.com to check out the rest of them. And if you missed any of our coverage from the ICAST show, all of it's available under our video vault on tacklewarehouse.com. To learn more about these products or to see any more or shop for them, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe. And let us know in the comments below which one of these ICAST baits you're most pumped about. We'll see y'all next week.